Welcome to my exploration of George Marsden and his fight against secular, de-Christianized scholarship. I have had the opportunity of reading many of Marsden's works, and he is a man driven to confront higher education and its unwillingness, its inability, and its overall reluctance to offer Christians the opportunity to express their beliefs and how these beliefs relate to the academic work at hand. He traces this phenomena to changes that took place in American culture during the upheavals of the 1960s, prior to which Protestantism was the default religion in mainstream colleges, public schools, and public ceremonies. As a result of these upheavals, Marsden believes that most intellectual trends were running against taking traditional religion seriously as an intellectual option. Fundamentalists had been discredited, and Roman Catholics were seen as authoritarian anti-modernist. The diminishment of mainland Protestantism cleared the way for the dominance of the view that the public domain, whether in education, politics, or public discourse, ought to operate without reference to specific religious viewpoints. I have been perplexed with George Marsden. My perplexity arises from the fact that Marsden, while spending significant words railing against higher education culture and administrators, spends few words describing the way he foresees how universities should operate, that is, allowing for the full and free expression of a Christian perspective. He faults those who set the agenda for scholarly work, but never muses about what a university-based agenda might look like from a Christian perspective. He criticizes those in charge of scholarship for failing to consider the significance of the work of Christian scholars, but says nothing about how that might work in the real world. He criticizes scholars for not recognizing that traditional religious viewpoints can be just as hospitable to scientifically sound investigation as many other viewpoints. Still, he never delineates how this might be operationalized. I am confident that Marsden does not favor remaking algebra into a Christian algebra or cosmology into a Jewish cosmology. Nor is he working to dispel pluralism in American higher education. This is not his objective. Nor is it his objective to dispense with the study of religion and religious values as the subject of study and investigation. Rather, he is aiming for, as best I can understand him, a niche for a Christian perspective that can influence higher education and scientific study agendas at a highly abstract and philosophical level. He cites John Dewey as a standard bearer of his perspective. He cites Thomas Kuhn and his paradigm shifts, and I believe it is at this pre-theoretical level of thinking, at the level of overarching paradigms, that Marsden believes Christian thinking or perspectives can make a substantial contribution to scholarship. I simply find it unfortunate that Marsden has not followed through to create a more descriptive picture of how his vision for scholarship should be realized. In the 20th and 21st centuries, the two most potent advocates for a Christian, that is, Protestant scholarship are George Marsden and Mark Noll. We spoke in this video of Marsden's unrelenting pursuit of a place for Christian scholarship in the world of higher education. Before him, Mark Noll called the Protestant community to engagement in the scientific world and the need for a scholarly higher education institutions. Perhaps it is a testimony to their truly Protestant scholarship that both have been granted Professor Emeritus status at a renowned Catholic university, Notre Dame.